my neighbors are going to put me out and set me on fire. And good morning. Good morning. It's time for Solid Saturday. You see this face? You see how loud I am? Please, I would say forgive me, but it's up to you. I have no idea why I'm so loud. Extra. I'm really extra this morning. But good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. You know how I am. I'm going to say good morning till somebody say it back. So, good morning, 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 good morning. Welcome to Solace Saturday. You see this face? Ain't she loud and bright? It's 8 a.m. It's time for Solace Saturday. I know everybody's preparing for the new year. That's fine. I get it. It's okay. But y'all got 45 minutes to come hang out with me. Put me on while you in the shower. Put me on while you getting ready. I ain't gonna be long, or maybe I will because we have guests. And I'm so excited. Y'all, if y'all missed today, you're gonna be mad that you missed my special guest today. Y'all gonna be really upset. And it took me a lot to get this done because they are really funny. But we do have a special edition today. I wanted to close out a certain way. And I think it would be beneficial for all of us. If anybody is like me, I um I have a problem with people telling me what to do, but then don't explain to me how to do it. So y'all are in for a treat today. I'm just talking and doing what I'm supposed to do so I can get into what I want to do because I really just want to laugh because my special guest is going to be so wonderful. I can't wait. I can't wait for you to see my guest today. So I am here. Good morning. Good morning. Y'all know what's going to happen as soon as I finish doing my assignment and I make my few announcements. It's on and popping. So get up and get here. I don't know why I feel like my mom with that get up on a Saturday morning. She used to wear me out. But that's it. I'm not tagging no more people. I'm not. I got things to do and I want to get started with my guests. All right. I think I did. No. I did. Hey, Ebony, how's the family? Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. So, right. Good morning and welcome to Solid Saturday. I am your host, Cherise Stevenson, and we are live at my temporary studio 1490. Yeah, I'm going to do that quite often because I'm excited. Okay, great. Right? So, this is a platform of growth and encouragement where we use this moment as a mirror, not to just look at ourselves, but to look within ourselves. And this platform was birthed from my third installment of my trilogy, Unnamed and Unwanted. I Know Who I Am, The Process to Positivity. It is not the only process, but it is a process, right? So the other installments are my first baby, Unnamed and Unwanted. What am I here for? And my middle child is Unnamed and Unwanted, The Possibilities of Me. And these books can be purchased on Amazon or through my website, which is CheriseStevenson.me. And or you can inbox me and I can send them directly to you. So as you come on, tag, like, share, comment, say good morning, say happy holidays, happy new year. And yes, join in, join in. We are going to have a good time. We are not going to do the book today, right? We're not going to do the book today, but I promise you, you will not regret what's going I promise you, you're not going to regret what's going to happen today. Okay, so please Tag, like, share, love, comment, subscribe. What are we subscribing to? We're subscribing to YouTube, right? So I have a YouTube channel and it's under my name, Cherise Stevenson. Just like my website is CheriseStevenson.me, M-E. I try to keep everything uniform and simple. I don't want to have 12,000 labels personally because I can't keep up with it. So I try to keep it simple and it's just easy to follow along. So I have a Solace Saturday page. Please don't just like the page, but follow the page so you can always get your notifications. The Facebook, follow the page as well so you can get your notifications and hang out with me. I'm here every Saturday at 8 a.m. Right? So I have a few announcements as usual. I just really feels like church sometimes, right? I gotta expedite. I gotta welcome the people. I gotta do the announcements, right? So, and we got a guest speaker. Oh my goodness! I tell you, this is live. What you see is what you get. What you heard, what you hear is exactly what you heard, right? So, I still have a clarion call. My team needs a team. My assistants need assistants. That's where I'm at. Thank you to everybody. Thank you to my staff. I love them so much. Um, Alicia Kears, Vanessa Bennett, Liz Wilson, Colleen Wright, Roberta Johnson, newly appointed Erica Parker. We're growing, but I need some more help. It's a lot of components that happen backstage, and yeah, what you see on TV with these TV shows, that's why they have 32 people working behind stage because it takes just that many. So I appreciate my staff so much. I love y'all. Mwah! To you guys. But my team is growing and we need assistance. My assistant needs assistance. So please, if you want to be a part of this unplanned but going somewhere team, because I'm telling you, we literally make it up as we go and we are enjoying the journey. So inbox me, let me know if you're interested, you want to talk about it, and get back to me, okay? Also, my new platform, Chit Chat with Cherise, will be streaming starting in February 1st. It will be streaming on the 1st of every month. It will not be like Solace Saturday. It is totally unrestricted but respected conversation. It will be a topic of the evening, and we're going to talk about it. We're going to be respectful. We are going to respect everybody's opinion. We're probably going to agree to disagree a lot. And we're going to talk about everything from the pulpit to prison. And there's nothing off the table. If you want a topic to be discussed, let me know, and we'll do it. You will probably get an invite from Chit Chat with Cherise. It's not a fraud. It's not a scam. It is me. I just want you to be a part of the conversation. I used to do it as a podcast, but it was just me talking and I had no interaction. So I'm broadening the platform so we can have interaction. All right. So look out for Chit Chat with Cherise, which will actually launch on February 1st. Right. And we're going to continue praying for Vanessa and her family. Still praying for my nanny. She's doing well, but prayer is always good. Pray for one another. Pray for each other. Pray for those who are grieving or feeling down, a little despondent. Pray for my oldest daughter, Shug, my brother's oldest. She has surgery. She's recovering well, but that's my firstborn. That's my baby. So I just want to put her out there and just pray for her. Okay, so we're done. We're done with that. If I forgot something, it's forgotten because I wanna get to my guests. I want to get to my guests, right? So if you notice in my introduction, right, I normally say we use this moment as a mirror to reflect, right? A mirror of reflection, right? But it dawned on me that, do we really understand what reflection is, right? So one of my nearest and dearest was supposed to have this dialogue with me a few months ago, but it kind of fell through because I wanted to do it on the Chit Chat with Cherise platform, but it wasn't ready. But it came back to me to do it. And it was like, oh my God, this is so perfect because I get to, good morning, Auntie, because I get to close out the year with this, right? So, like I said, I don't mind you telling me what to do, but I have a problem with you not showing me how or explaining to me how to do, because everybody don't always know what to do or how to do. So, my guest today is going to come on and we are going to talk about reflections and reflecting and what it means and what it's all about, right? Good morning, Bishop Collins. Yeah. Wait, Bishop Collins. I have noisemakers, Bishop. I'm ready. Right? So now my guest is special because she's my right hand for about 20 years, but it's who she has with her that is just making this so entertaining, right? And if you notice, I have not said good morning, Rufus, and good morning, Shaka. You don't want to know why? Because they're my guests today. All right. So without further ado, I'm about to bring on Rufus and Shaka and my bestie on right now. Hey, Titi!
Good morning.
Okay, so before we get encouraged and learn some things, can the audience see my Rufus and my Shaka? Can they
Yes,
see them? This is my special guest. They go, that's Rufus, everybody. So when I say good morning to Rufus, that's who I'm talking to.
that's Rufus.
Good morning, Erica. Good morning, Rufus. And
And
where's Miss Diva? Where is she?
Shaka.
That's Shaka. Everybody, that's Shaka. So this is my feline audience, y'all. So when I say good morning, Rufus, good morning, Shaka, now you'll see who I be talking to. Now, disclaimer, you know we're live, right, y'all? We may have some interruptions from Rufus and Shaka when they realize that their mom is on. So now, forgive me. I call her Titi. I call her Titi since. But let me properly introduce her to you all. Her name is Dr. Pastor CEO Mom um Lisa Herrera. Yeah. Yeah, and I'm not joking. She wears all those hats. She really wears all those hats. I met her um within her own organization. So I'm gonna let her tell you about herself a little bit. What is Rufus doing? What is he gonna respond to the comments? Like what is
Probably.
okay, all right.
Probably. I
Okay. So can you introduce yourself to the people, please, properly? Because you know I'm excited.
well, first, thank you for having us on. I apologize in advance for whatever's about to happen. They're awake now,
I'm
so
here
who
for
only
it.
knows? Yeah, he's especially so when he's live, and he's the quiet one. So when he's live, it's about to be something. So, but anyway, I am Dr. Lisa Herrera. Everyone calls me Ms. Doc. We have known each other, what, about 25 years, 25 years, somewhere in there. Yeah. Um, Cherise came to me as a volunteer for an organization that I ran in Brooklyn for about 20 years, the One City Youth Project, and was one of my volunteers, probably the only other volunteer that the kids listen to other than me. So, uh, you have to be a special kind of somebody to work with young people. And she is certainly that kind of somebody. Definitely a gifting to work with young people, particularly young women. And so she saw us through the pivotal years of One City up until we actually closed in 2010. I think that was. Yeah. So I took time because I started One City from high school, being a senior in high school. And so One City at the time was more of a lifestyle organization than it was a program, because it ran 7 days a week. And so I was a legal secretary at the time. So I worked my 9 to 5, got on the train at 5 o'clock, came back to Franklin Avenue, picked up the boys, took the boys basketball team. We hit all 5 boroughs in a week playing basketball. We lost all over New York, just like the Knicks. But we
tell the truth.
Absolutely faithful, in doing that. So that was Monday through Friday. Then Saturday was 9 a.m. to 10 o'clock p.m. And then Sunday, I dragged them babies to church with me. You've seen them in True Worship. Any true worshipers in here? They've been to True Worship. They've been everywhere. There was one point where I had them visit every denomination because I wanted them to see every denomination at work and let them make their own decisions as they got older. But it was every day from 18 years old to 30, almost 40. This was 7 days a week. So I missed out on a lot of things that other people did, or the things that you think normal people do. I was in school, so I worked full time. I went to school full time. I have 6 degrees, so I went to school full time. I was always in school. And then I did One City, but I really didn't have a life the way that most people did. So I can count how many times I've been to a club. I think twice. The first was my senior prom, and the second was, I think, my mom's birthday party, I think. Something like that. I can count how many times I put makeup on my face. 3 times. High school prom, wedding trial, and wedding day. So homebody, I am the epitome of homebody. And so, but in 2010, I decided I wanted to go and live my life. And so Hurricane Sandy forced us to New Jersey. And, I was successful in living my life for a little while, until my husband decided he wanted to recreate One City behind that award show. Remember that awards thing that we went?
Yes.
The Phyllis Hyman Award that I got. And listening to the stories, he had heard me talk about One City, but listening to the stories, he really didn't get the depth of it till he heard that. And he said, I want to do something like that. And I'm like, pronoun trouble. You do something like that. I was supposed to be in the background doing all the stuff that I wanted someone to do for One City. So it resonates with me when Cherise talks about needing a team, because she's smart enough to ask for a team. I wasn't smart enough to ask for a team. I had volunteers, which was wonderful, but I needed a team on the back end, and I didn't ask for that. So that's why One City, although I will not trade a second of it, if I could reflect and go back and do it differently, I would realize that I could ask for help, because people are not going to help you if you don't ask. Right. And so my husband conceived of Soul Fam, which is where I find myself now, because we were supposed to launch it, but he went home to be with the Lord before we were able to do that. And so I now run that in his memory. And it is basically One City 2.0. I like to say One City 2.0 because it's the same doc running it, but with experience and maturity now that I didn't have. And the ability to ask for something now that I didn't. So that was a really long-winded version of who I am. I'm also in ministry, so we do tend to be long-winded. So, and I'm a kitty mama. Rufus and Shaka run my life. They pay the bills. I just wake up and serve them their meals, and that's it.
It's so funny, as long-winded as you were, you use the word reflect, and that's what we're talking about today. Um, it's such confirmation to end this year with such a topic, because on a journey to bigger, better, greater, on this journey to bigger, better, greater, we can't control the elements or the temperament but we can control ourselves, right? Like, we can't control a snowstorm, or we can't control the rain, but we can put on rain boots, we can put on rain gear, we can put on snow boots, or you can be like me and just stay in the house. But we can, but there's certain things that we can't do, but there's certain things that we can do. So, and I think reflection is a good way to prepare for what's to come. Like, I use it in my introduction. I use the word reflections in my introduction, and you just use it in your introduction. So I feel like we're on the right path. We're on to something, right? So before we go any deeper, I'm going to define what reflections is. And in my research of definition, I noticed that there was a definition for reflection and then self-reflection. So we're focusing on self-reflection. All right. So the definition of self-reflection is a deeper form of learning that allows us to retain every aspect of any experience, be it personal or professional, why something took place, what was the impact, whether it should happen again, or opposed to just remembering that it happened. So, according to this definition, it sounds like reflecting, or the act of reflecting, or the process of reflecting, right, is needed. Because what they say, you don't know where you're going until you view where you've been. Is that how that go? I didn't write that down, so
Yeah.
it just came to me. Right?
Reflection, you look at and then you look behind.
Okay. Now here's the spiritual contradiction, right? Because they say, don't look behind, don't look back, don't do, and I feel like it's not that you can't look back, you just can't get stuck there, right? So, because I am that church girl, I did find a scripture that I felt we can kind of relate to go forward. Um, and I'm gonna put it up on the screen. Um, and it's from Psalms 143 and 5. Now, this is a scripture from David, King David, and he's reflecting on the goodness of God, right? It says, I remember the days of old, meditate on all you have done. I reflect on the work of your hands. And if you notice, you and your are capitalized, which means he is referring to God, right? And that is our scripture for today. I told you, I'm not going to leave you empty handed. So reflecting is a good thing. You're remembering um, the good things, and you're remembering the bad things, because you don't want to repeat something again. I was telling someone, we don't lose. We don't ever lose. We win and we learn, but we don't ever lose, right? So, with that definition, which actually says a deeper form of learning that allows us to retain every aspect of every experience, can you give us an example of how you reflect?
You definitely can't look at reflections with fear. You
Oh,
have
that's
to
good.
you have to
Can
look at it
somebody write
through a
that in the
lens of
comments? You cannot
you
what?
can't reflect through a lens of fear.
Whoo, you cannot reflect through a lens of fear. See, this is why I come with pen and paper, because I write down stuff. That was good right there. I'm sorry. Continue.
I'm glad you got it because Shaka took my pen, so I can't write anything. Um, she's chewing on it like it's a bone. Um, but yeah, you can't reflect through a lens of fear. You know, sometimes when you think about things that are behind, and you, especially something that might have happened that was untoward or wasn't the way that you wanted it, sometimes you are afraid to kind of assess where you went wrong in the situation, or you're afraid to look back because it hurts.
Yes.
You don't want to have that memory, and so sometimes you try and put it away, you bury it, whatever it is, and that's fear in operation. You know, you have to learn how to look back through a lens of faith. So yeah, that happened, but it's back there, and God was faithful because I'm still here.
Yes.
And so if you can look at it that way, and then, you know, I personally just say, okay, so God, I screwed that up. You know it. I know it. Space Ghost know it. Everybody know it. You know, I just I just need you to help me see where I could have done it differently. Help me see where I could have said something differently. Because especially when you look back, you get pissed off. You back in that moment again. You're not going to be able to move forward because your flesh is still stuck back there. And so I asked God to show me. You know, I ain't trying to hear this for myself. I need you to show me, because if you don't show me, I ain't gonna see it. You know, so tell me where I could have done this differently. Is it that just I need to shut my mouth next time? So be it. I need to ask for help. I need to receive the help when I ask for it, because sometimes we ask for it and then don't take it. Sometimes I don't know. It's especially for me, I will over assess something. You know, that's the academic in me. I will over assess something, and sometimes God is just like, okay, could you calm down? You know, calm down. You know, it is what it is. I'm glad that you see it. You don't need to nickel and dime it. And you can move forward from this. And so for me, I look at what it is. I look behind. I don't like to create resolutions. And
Why?
resolutions are the noun to resolve, which is the verb, right? Because I think that we miss what resolutions are. So I remember being a kid and getting a book on New Year's Eve and writing down all the resolutions, the things that I'm going to keep. I'm going to change my diet. I'm going to, you know, everybody does this New Year, new me stuff. That drives me absolutely insane. You the same you, you know, so you the same you. So I no longer make this list, because what happens is you get this list, and it's things that you'd like to see done, but you really don't have a plan for it. Resolution should be action focused, right? So I would make this list. I'm going to eat healthier. I'm going to drink less coffee. I'm going to lose 10 pounds. I'm going to get my house in order. I'm going to do my laundry every Saturday. I'm going to fold up the laundry that I do all these things. And then you miss one bit of that resolution. You miss number 2 on that list 1 week, and now you've thrown the whole list away, right? So, or you get disgusted with yourself, and now I can't do it. I can't do anything right. I can't, you know, if you didn't lose that 1 pound that month that you said you were going to lose it, some people get discouraged by that, right? So I would rather look ahead and create some goals for myself. I developed what I call a strategic plan for my life. So these are the things. I have a 1-year strategic plan. I have a 3-year strategic plan. I have a 5-year strategic plan. At the end of 1 year, this is what I'd like to do, right? At the end of 3 years, this is what I'd like to have done. And at the end of 5 years, this is what I'd like to have done. And then at the end of that 1 year, I assess what was in that plan. Did I make it? If I didn't make it, what happened? And really start looking at all the reasons why I didn't make it, as opposed to saying, I failed. It's a learning lesson for me, right? Okay, so I didn't make the $1 million. This is why. I have discovered the Amazon app. You know what I mean? And so what are you going to do with that? So I look at what didn't happen, why it didn't happen, and what's my proposition for moving forward because this thing didn't happen, right? And then I talk to God about it. Okay, God, so you heard me say, I wanted to be a millionaire. I discovered the Amazon app. So I've already shown that I can't be faithful over the little that I've already got because I'm spending it on Amazon. Tell me what I need to do. You know, that down, and that becomes part of my strategic plan. And I assess it all the time, you know. So that's just how I reflect. Everybody just does something different. You know, I'm no longer beating myself up about things that happened in the past. There's nothing I can do about it. I can just say, you know, okay, yeah, I messed that up. I am human. I'm going to move forward. I ask for forgiveness where I need to. And then I just move forward because you can't get stuck in that place. The enemy wants you to get stuck in that place. Does that make sense?
Yes.
I went all around the world because she is touching me in a way that I don't appreciate.
Yes, that makes a lot of sense because my director said something and I put it up here. Sankofa is an African word that means it is not taboo to fetch what is at risk of being left behind. And I'm like, wow, that's like deep. Like it's okay to reflect. And like you said, don't get stuck. Wow, Bishop Collins, I missed your broadcast because I'm back in the office now, but she was talking about reflecting yesterday on her broadcast, and she definitely agrees with proper assessment. We definitely going to need a shut-in for that Amazon app. I don't know what we're going to do. Pray about it, burn sage, talk to Mark Zuckerberg. But I'll wake up 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning on that doggone Amazon and then forget that I ordered something until it shows up at my door. And it's a lot. But proper assessment is so key. You said a lot of key things. Proper assessment, don't get stuck. Don't beat yourself up. That is so pivotal and important. I am queen of the self beat up. If I don't do something, oh my God, why'd you do that? You so stupid. Why you did that? I gotta stop doing that. We have to stop doing that. It's okay to mess up. We are flesh. We were made to err. It's okay. If it didn't work out here, it'll work out again. Just try again. Like I said, we don't lose. We win and we learn. So if it didn't work out, learn why it didn't work out. I don't know if I'll ever be a millionaire because of that Amazon app. That's not realistic to me. I like to shop. I like nice things. I like for my house to look nice. Case in point, I literally bought a new stand to hold my iPad. This is what I'm talking about. 2 o'clock in the morning. I went to the bathroom, I came back, and I put the app. Oh, you need a new stand for you. Why? Because Amazon don't shut down. Amazon is 24 hours. It's okay. It's okay. Proper assessment is so pivotal in reflection. You have to be realistic. You have to be realistic with your assessment, and you have to be accountable. You have to be accountable. No, I did that. I did it.
And you have to learn how to assess you.
Yeah.
Before you allow other people to assess you.
Yes.
Because there are people who are assigned to assess you, and they're assigned to assess you, but they're not called to assess you.
Ooh. See there?
And there's a difference. And so I like to say now that I'm delivered from people.
I love it.
Because I used to get so bogged down with what this person thought about my work, what that person thought about my projects and all this other stuff. So you have to be really careful who you surround yourself with, because there are people who are just watching so that they can come and give you their assessment of what you've done. And my thing is, did you assess you? What you over here assessing me for? You know what I mean? Like you do you, and that's not to say that there aren't some people who will give you wisdom And that's what I say the difference is between being assigned to assess you and being called to assess you, because you don't know where the assignment came from, but you know who called people to you.
Yes, that's good. I told you she was a pastor, right? Y'all hear it? You see what I'm saying? That was an amen right there. That was definitely an amen moment. So before we go any further, for those of you who are just logging on, we are live with Dr. Lisa Herrera. She's doctor academically, but she's also a pastor. And we're dealing with reflections and self-reflecting, right? On this journey to bigger, better, greater. Y'all hear me say we use this moment as a reflection, but maybe some of us really don't know what that means or entail. So what a way to end the year to prepare for our journey on our bigger, better, greater for 2023, right? So y'all missing some golden nuggets. Y'all go back and read the comments and jump on in, tag, like, share, because we want to be prepared to the best of our ability for all that God has in store for us. Because I really feel like 2023 is going to be a big bang for some of us, because we have sacrificed, we have been faithful, we have tarried, we have labored, we have been angry but sinned not, right? So I'm in a place of expectation. My word for the day this morning was actually expectation. And I know that's of God, because that's not the word I chose for today. But when I woke up, God said, no, the word for the day is expectation. And I'm like, oh, okay. Because personally, I wanted the word to be survivor, because I just felt like I survived some things. But no, but he's putting us in a place of expectation. And when you're in a place of expectation, I feel that you need to prepare. You need to prepare. And what better way than to prepare than to deal with reflecting and how to reflect, right? So, with that being said, I want to ask you a question that's going to probably take up the rest of this segment, right? Can this be done without stirring up triggers? Can we reflect without stirring up triggers? Let me give you an example of what I want to discuss, right? In order for me to write my first book, right, I had to reflect on the relationship that I did not have with my mom in order for the book to be felt. I had to relive it, I had to rehear it, I had to be hurt again, I had to be discouraged again. And it caused me to stop writing, because I didn't want to go through that again, not realizing the end result was for the readers, as well as the beginning process of healing for myself. But reflecting on all of that and thinking about all of that and reliving all of that, it stirred up a lot of triggers. I was angry again, I was sad again, I was depressed again. This platform is very transparent. It happens. And if there's a way to reflect without being triggered negatively, I want to hear it. I want to know about it. I don't know if that comes from experience, because we don't know how we're going to feel about certain things. So can you help elaborate on that if possible? Is it such a thing as reflecting without triggers?
I think what I'm learning as I mature is that life is not one size fit all. So there are some people who will listen to what you just said and say, yeah, there's a way. They're likely lying. But they're going to say it anyway. I can say for me, it is not possible for me to reflect without being triggered. However, I'm now learning what to do when the trigger happens.
Oh, that's good.
Right? Because I'll be triggered and then stop. Life will stop, So, I'm going through that as we speak. You know what I mean? So I don't mind sharing that, my husband passed away. We're approaching year 2. And New Year's Eve was the night he proposed.
Mm.
right? And so as I just reflect on our lives together and what life means for me now moving forward without him, um, all of the trauma from the last couple of months of his life start to play, you know.
Mm.
And I'm like, I don't want, so I go in the room, close the door, slam the door, get in the bed. Last year, I really, because it was the first year,
Mhm.
I really had to push. Thank the Lord for service, so being in church helped. But as soon as the benediction happened, I was done. I was completely done. And then the call from his family, that whole thing, completely lost it. You know what I mean? I let myself drown in that trigger, right? But now it's only a year later, and I'm not going to lie and say that I'm not still triggered, but it's a different way now.
Mm.
It's different than it was then. I'm not afraid of those memories anymore, um, because I understand that there's a greater purpose. I understand, uh, he wouldn't want me to be upset like this. You knew he was happy go lucky. He wouldn't want
Mhm.
me sitting down upset about anything, right? And then I understand, where does that get me, right? Where does that get me? The enemy would love for me to go and just throw myself over a balcony,
Mm.
you know? And I had those moments, where I was like, well, I'm not going to take myself out, but if something happens, I'm just going to let it happen. I had a health challenge. And so I was of the mindset of, I'm not going to fight either, you know? So a year later now, I see it entirely differently. Yes, that happened. I look at how I've grown through those moments that triggered me, right? Um,
Mm.
Sometimes you don't realize how strong you are until you're actually going through something, and so I realized that I had a voice that I didn't know I had. I realized how powerful an advocate I can be. And now I've learned how to advocate for myself in a way that I didn't know to do before. I've been an advocate for kids my whole life. I've been an advocate for my husband and his healthcare journey, but I would never stand up and fight for myself. And now I've
Mm.
learned how to do that. And so sometimes the trigger is necessary, um,
Mm.
because you have to confront it. You have to grow from it. Instead of letting it put you down, figure out, how can I grow from this? Because I can grow from this. God is faithful. He said that he didn't say that temptation wouldn't come. He said that he would deliver us. He was faithful to deliver us from them all. And
Yes.
so there's a trigger that's part of the all. So
Mm.
what do I need to, okay, I'm triggered. What do I need to learn from this? How do I move forward? So now I get pissed off with the enemy. Now, you sending me these thoughts for what? We hood girls, like, what is this? What's this supposed to be about? Because now I'm going to take this bull by the horns, and I'm going to advance. I'm going to go the other way. So for me, it's not possible to reflect without a trigger. It's just what you do with it,
Mm.
and I'm going to use it for a positive thing. I'm not going to lie to you and say that I don't get down,
Right.
but the moments of me being down are not as long as they used to be.
Yes. I can agree with that for
You know,
myself as well.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Bishop Collins said, anytime you recapture a painful memory can trigger, but how you handle it can determine if you have evolved.
Yeah.
So, what I'm gathering is we can use triggers as a checkpoint, right? Because
Mhm.
I used to I used to be at a place where I could not talk about my mother because there was a lot of things that I didn't understand. Why you didn't want me? Why you didn't love me? Why you were so nasty? Why you would? And now I'm at a place where God loves me. I'm learning to love myself. I have other people who love me and support me. And then so you override the negative with a positive is what I'm hearing you saying and Bishop Collins say. about triggers. First of all, I think you have to realize that it's a trigger, right? You have to realize, and triggers 10 times out of 10 is really never a good thing, right? It's always to try to make you go off the ledge. I guess I feel like triggers were designed to test your character or to test your declaration, right? If you say, "Yeah, that doesn't bother me anymore. I'm over that," and then here he come, right? And then is you are you angry? Are you going to give in to the temptation? Are no, I'm good. Because a trigger is a person, place, thing. Well, it could be anything. It could be a smell. It could be a human. It could be a memory, right? And like you said, it's how you handle it. Because once you're able to identify it as a trigger,
Mhm.
you should maneuver a little differently, right? That's why Bishop Collins said you have to evolve. And I think that this is so good. This is what happens when you reflect. When you reflect, you look back over yourself. You're self-assessing, right? To see how much have you grown. Where there's still work that needs to be done. God, we need you 1000% in this area. God, I'm like 73 over here, so I'm doing pretty good. I've advanced, I've grown from the 52% I was last year. Right? That's that kind of self-assessment. And in self-assessment, I feel like you have to be honest with yourself. God, no, that I'm not ready to deal with that right now. It's okay to not be ready to not deal with something. It's okay. It's
It's just like
okay.
how it
It's
is
okay.
in the classroom. If you don't properly assess the young people, they can't move forward.
Right.
And when we didn't properly assess them back in the days, if y'all remember New York City back in the days, there was this practice called social promotion,
Yes.
where you only advanced because you were old enough.
Yeah, that's what they did to my brother. My brother was in the seventh grade for 3 years and they put him out. We had enough of you and your tactics. It's obvious you don't want to be here. And they put him out. And they
And
promoted
you,
him to the seventh grade for no reason. He had no business leaving the sixth grade. He wasn't even there. He was outside. So you see where I get it from. Right? Now you understand how me and your husband met in the hallways. We wasn't in class. Oh, to
you don't
God be
want
the
to be
glory.
socially promoted in life. That's why
Mm.
that's why the proper assessment. But before it leaves me, for you in particular, I hope that you see how your triggers impacted your trajectory,
Ooh.
because look how you show up for other people.
Mm.
And so what you didn't see from your mother, you exemplified to other people. And so other people get from you what you didn't get from her.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so sometimes your trigger can impact which way you go. I'm a lot more wiser in relationships. I'm not saying that I want another one. I don't want to hurt like that again. But who knows what God has? I'm a little bit open now. Last year I'd have punched you right in your mouth if you'd have said, "You gonna love again." You got to watch how people, that's a whole nother that's a whole nother. Because until you have closed the casket on the love of your life, don't tell me
Mm.
what I'm gonna do again. Don't. We talk too much as people. But anyway, but your trigger can be the thing that impacts your trajectory.
Mm.
You know what I mean? And sometimes it helps you show up for other people in the way that you weren't shown up for. And so for me, that shows that there's a level of healing that you're not aware of, that's
Mm.
there. Because you can't pour out if you don't have anything inside.
Right.
You can't pour from an empty pitcher, right?
Right.
And so we look at who filled you up so that you could pour out like that. And we know who filled you up, you know. And so I would hope that as you reflect and that trigger pops up, you remember the path that it set you on.
Mm.
I hope that for all of us. I think the trick is looking at the trigger, comparing it with the trajectory.
Mm.
You know, I know where I'm headed now. I can talk to women about what being a wife really is, because now I've lived through it. And sometimes, I think we all do the best that we can do. But then when you know how it is when you lose something, you know how everybody says, you don't know what you have till you lose it kind of thing. When you lose a particular position, you have a lot more wisdom, and so that's how I look at that trigger. Right now, that's the only one that I have, believe it or not. It's the primary one. So I'm continuing to work through that. So I solicit everybody's prayers with that. But I have a very simple prayer as I reflect. And I would say, Lord, reveal, remove, restore, redirect, so that I can respond and not react.
Oh, can you say that again?
I ask the Lord to reveal, remove, restore, redirect, so that I can respond and not react. So remove the things that don't need to be there, or rather reveal what and who doesn't need to be there. And notice I said what and who. Remove them. Restore whatever sense of pain or void that I might feel from that removal. Redirect me in the things that you would have me to do, so that when the challenges come, I can respond in faith and not react through fear. And so I say that every day. Every day.
That is so I'm sorry. That is such a confirmation, because as I was thinking, I have a whole prelude with myself in the bathroom before I go live, and whatever happened in the bathroom never makes it to this platform. But good morning, Annie. Good morning, Cleo. But it's funny that you pray this prayer, because as I was preparing for today, I was like, God, I said, we always talking about on our journey to bigger, better, greater, right? I said, but I want to challenge the people that when they pray, I promise you, I said this today at 7 o'clock. I was like, I want us to ask God for wisdom. And I want us to ask God for direction. I want us to ask God for strategy. And because we're on this journey to bigger, better, greater, and then we get it, and then what we're gonna do with it, right? And one of my favorite stories, believe it or not, is about King Solomon and how God flipped that script for the better. I think God was just so blown off his throne that this king would ask him for wisdom. He was you just hit a heartstring, like, oh, did he just ask for wisdom? He ain't asked for money. He ain't asked for more women. He ain't asked for more land. He asked for wisdom, and he got it, and then some. So in this moment of reflecting, I want us to have wisdom and strategy. So once we obtain, because I believe this is going to be the season of obtaining, but we also need to learn how to maintain. And the only way to maintain is to reflect on why we couldn't keep it before. Because I believe we all had a vision, a piece, a portion, and we lost it. It didn't last. I want us to get it and keep it, right? I want that. So this you're going to have to put that in the comments, because I know people are going to want to come back and read that particular prayer. We may have to say it for the month of January. I think that's something that we need to rehearse every day for the month of January. I really feel sincere about that. I wrote it down, but I need it in the comments, because people are going to come back and watch the replay. And so when we log off, could you please add that to the comment? That was so pivotal. Oh, all my pastors is on today. Pastor Mel is on. Hey, Pastor Lewis. That's my cousin, y'all. He said, we must learn how to turn our triggers into triumphs Learn to move through the history of our lives with wisdom. See, knowing that the history did not assassinate our future. Make your triggers indicators of your growth.
Amen.
Yes. And that's just confirmation. You just confirmed, Jamel, what Bishop Collins and Lisa just said. Yes. That is so, we got to remember that the history did not assassinate our future. Yeah. How do we know that? We still here. We still here. And it's so crazy that for those of you who didn't buy the book, real quick, my biological mother did not want me, right? So that's a trigger. But it didn't assassinate my future because I'm still here 52 years later, right? I know I'm good. I look good, right? 52 years later, right? And then the woman who raised me, she didn't want me either. And that's where the verbal and the emotional abuse come from. And so I had two who had an opportunity and neither one of them wanted it. And then she talked me out of being a teacher. I've always wanted to be a teacher, which is why I guess my passion for children was so on spot with one city. But here I am again with Solace Saturday. And in one way or form of fashion, I'm teaching, right? So it didn't assassinate my future. You see that there? Every day you wake up and you open up those big brown, blue, green eyes. It's another day that history did not assassinate your future. Oh my God. Oh my God. We are still here. And maybe that's why this morning's message was expectation. And now we turn those triggers into triumph as we reflect. This platform is about reflection today, Jamel. And we're learning how to reflect. And because when you reflect, you cannot not interact with a trigger. So we're learning how to catapult those triggers for our betterment on this journey to bigger, better, greater. And this is so good. I got all the pastors and scholars on today to help with this. If y'all ain't feeling encouraged today to go on and see what 2023 is going to be, as you sit here in this last day of 2022 and reflect, reminisce, feel it, because you need to feel it so you know when that feeling comes again, you know how to deal with it. Allow yourself that moment to cry, to be angry, because the Bible says be angry and sin not, right? The sin is getting stuck, believe it or not. Don't get stuck there, right? Again, allow your triggers to turn into triumph. Do Look, this is why I'm working on journals for us, right? This is where you need to write stuff down. All right, so this happened. I'm not gonna do that again. I this is going to happen again. So let me figure out how to respond to it. Do I react? Do I say something? Do I have enough strength to walk away? Ask God for strength. That's a part of the strategy. That's a part of the wisdom. I'm in a place now where I just walk away. I say okay, and I walk away because I'm from the streets. I like to fight. I don't want to do that anymore. This is my transparency. That's a trigger. You talk to me in a certain tone, I'm orange jumpsuit 3 to 5 automatically because it's words that broke me. That's a trigger. That's from my mother. That's where that verbal abuse and that emotional abuse come from. So I don't want to do that. So I pray about that daily. I don't want to react like that. That's how you reflect. That's how you work your triggers for your triumph so that history does not assassinate your future. Remember last week we talked about um to not be your own hindrance, right? This is how you don't be your own hindrance on your journey to bigger, better, greater. Whew, this was good. I feel like I can make it. Do y'all feel like y'all can make it? Ooh, I like when my strength is on. I tell you, I like when strength shows up, boy. I love it. I love it. This is our final Solace Saturday for 2022. We got instructions, we got directions, we got to what to do, what not to do, and if we can not do, we ask for help. And we ask God for help. Learning how to transmute the trigger. Can you elaborate on that? You're about to become Professor Lewis now. Learning how to transmute the trigger. Before we close out, can you elaborate on that for me, Jamel?
And while he's doing that, one final thought that I would like to leave is that
Yes.
power shows up when you put your words to work. And
Yes.
so you have to watch what influences the words that you speak. Is it faith or is it fear? Because the power is going to show up based on that. And so learn how to speak in faith, no matter what it looks like, and then expect to see what you say.
Yes. See, there go that expectation again. Expect to see what you say. This is why I challenge y'all every morning. Command your day. Command your day. Today is going to be a great day. Either the situation is going to be great or you're going to be great within the situation, because sometimes the situation is not going to change, right?
Mm-hmm.
So command your day. Today is going to be a great day. Today is going to be a great day. Good morning, God. Thank you, Jesus. Whatever you say, but do not command your day. Let me tell you, since I started doing that, my whole mindset is changing towards the day. Whether I'm in the house, outside, today's going to be a great day. Today's going to be a great day. And it helps me to stay in a place of non-reaction, because with the world going so crazy, if you bump into me, if you hit my bag, if you got, I'm good. I'm good. It ain't no, oh, why you can't see where you going? But we ain't got time for that. Just no problem. I'm apologizing. You understand what I'm saying? My bad. I'm sorry. I was in your way. You know. To change the form or the nature of your trigger, everything can be useful. Learn how to change the difficult into a direction. Yeah. Oh, you get noisemakers. I told you I'm ready. I told you I woke up ready. Yes, that's exactly what this was. This is what reflecting and reflection, self-reflection is all about. This right here. All of this. Oh my God. This has been great. I'm so ready for 2023. Whew, I'm ready. This is it. I think this was a good platform. What y'all think? So I want to thank Lisa and my surprise guest, Jamel, Rufus and Shaka, and for everybody with encouraging words. Bishop Collins, I love you so much. Thank you for everybody who was on. If y'all are going out tonight, I ain't say where, I just said if you're going out. Please be safe, be cautious, be alert. Enjoy yourself. Enjoy yourself, whatever you do. If you stay home, enjoy yourself. Just enjoy yourself. I love you all so much. Thank y'all for staying with me. Thank y'all for supporting me. Thank y'all for the cash apps that I got on Christmas. Those of you who gave, listen, every little bit helps. I don't want you to think I forgot or it goes unnoticed. I am grateful and humble to each and every one of y'all. So until next year, y'all stay safe and stay encouraged. Happy New Year's, everybody. Love you. Bye.